Welcome everybody to CGN's first top 5 video. Today we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite weapons from the new Bloodborne DLC.
The Old Hunters.
James is going to have his top 5, I'm going to have my top 5, we're just going to go back and forth. James, if you don't mind, I can start first?
Go for it.
Alright. My number 5 favorite weapon for the new DLC is the Beastcutter. This was our very first weapon of the playthrough, and it was awesome. Just the little amount of stamina you can use for it is just crazy for its like small form. You just destroy enemies, and then you just unleash it for just some long range attacks.
It is actually perfect for entering the whole new area.
Oh yeah, it's a really basic weapon. It's not very flashy.
No.
It's just so much fun to use. It's really satisfying to just crank enemies out.
And you get a taste of it right in the face when you enter.
Oh yeah. The only reason I have it as number 5 and not any higher is just because its damage output is pretty bad. Its scaling is pretty bad, so unless you max it out with your bloodstone shards, it's not going to do that much damage. Not like other weapons, which are much more proficient.
You're just lucky those guys were afraid of you.
Oh yeah.
Alright, and moving on to my number 5. It would have to be the Parasite. Although we got it super late at the end of the DLC, and we had to go back to get the Milkweed rune, it is pretty awesome. I mean, becoming just a Milkweed and becoming hentai porn.
Yeah, it has the weirdest moveset of the entire game. It's not really fast though.
No, but its moveset is awesome. You get single hand, tentacle whips everywhere. You go to dual hand mode, you have 2 tentacle hands, which is even better. And then a dashing, that strike up R1.
Oh, and it's either the charge L2 or charge R2 that has this burst. Like you curl up and you just explode.
Your poise increases immensely. You can take a few hits, still damage. You just won't break your animation, and then just boom, burst.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to use.
And headbutt.
Yeah.
Your headbutt is.
Alright, so my number 4 favorite weapon is gotta be the Bloodletter. Now, we didn't really use it a whole lot through our playthrough, but when I used it with my side character, it was just amazing to use. Even though its original mace form is pretty shitty. The extended form is so worth it, and the transformation is so funny to use.
I like the transformation attacks.
Oh yeah, it's great. And the sacrifice of health isn't even that bad, so one blood vial, you're good again.
And it's not compared to the health sacrifice using the Chikage.
Yeah, I didn't like the Chikage because it was gradual, and it just added an extra pressure to me. While with the Bloodletter, I can just top it off.
One burst.
It just costs 1 blood vial. And
the normal form, the trick weapon, is just awesome. You do a little strike, and then you basically just stab yourself, hitting enemies behind you, and that's pretty awesome. Also,
its L2 attack, this Frenzy Burst. I mean, if you have a good Carol rune, that Frenzy resistance, you're pretty much set. You can just spam that thing.
You shall not pass!
Alright, you're number 4.
My number 4, sadly, for this being this low, the Rakuyo. We looked forward to it so much, but with our builds and the struggle that you had to go for it, it was almost not worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting that girl, but when you finally have her, you realize she's not that great.
Yeah, she's great looking through a window, staying afar, but then once you get to know her, like, oh, window shopping was a lot better.
But what's on the other side of that window is a great weapon still. It's still a good weapon.
Yes, it's just Maria made it look a lot cooler than, but that's to be expected from a
it's
boss.
Still apparently cool enough for it to make your list.
Oh yes, I love it. Dual wielding swords, that's my preference.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the slashing attacks is designated to R1 while you have different stabs for R2.
Yeah, especially in the dual wield.
And then the spin to win for L2. That's always nice.
Oh yes. And for number 3.
Alright, my number 3 and James's number 3 is both the Holy Moonlight Sword. It's funny that both ended up in the middle. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. No, it's just a love relationship.
Yeah, there's no hate to it. Except, when that horse was holding it.
Yeah, the only detraction of this weapon is that it uses Quicksilver bullets for any of its R2s or L2s on the Moonlight sword.
For it to be basically awesome.
Yeah, for it to have range, which is, I guess, to be expected, but it's just something that bugs me. But it's so flashy. It's such a flashy weapon.
And I would rather spend QS bullets rather than its durability.
Oh yeah, that's always something.
And the different combinations rather than with the like Dark Souls 2, it's just the straight projectiles. Your L2 is a stab explosion.
And as the From Software, I guess, signature weapon, I gotta say it was presented amazingly in this DLC.
Pretty beautiful, yet disgusting.
I was distracted by the Moonlight sword to notice Ludwig was holding it.
You almost vomited looking at the sword. I almost vomited looking at his face.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Alright, so my number 2 is the Church Pick. I know this might be a little startling to see the Church Pick higher up than the Moonlight sword, but it's something about the Church Pick that just made me love using it. It's diverse moveset from a basic sword to a pick. Like this scythe-looking weapon that's not a scythe, it's a pick. I don't know what I'm talking about. And in PvP, it's awesome to use because its L2 has this quick jab to get a little health back. And they don't see it coming at all.
A lot of people don't expect how the double R2 charge attack goes, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I just see that one strike, okay, it's over. But then you drag it down and
it is probably... The stake driver used to be the most satisfying weapon to use for backstabs
because of that charge.
It's now the Church Pick. Church Pick is now the most satisfying backstab weapon.
Yeah, when we first got it, I was like, I don't think it'll be that great.
I mean, I know the Amygdalin arm can also do that, and I'm sure various other weapons could do that. But with a Church Pick, it is just the coolest way. It's the coolest version.
I kind of liked it a bit more when I used it. It was pretty awesome.
It's not flashy whatsoever. No. But in terms of just being fun to use and being a good weapon, the Church Pick is a good weapon.
It's got a beautiful sweet spot.
Oh, yeah.
Right at the end. And then my number 2 has got to be the Whirligig Saw. It's almost my number 1, but it just got topped. It helped us immensely.
Yeah, that was our primary weapon through the entire thing.
It really was. It helped us kill the Cleric Beast, second Cleric Beast.
I think we killed every single boss with it. I can't remember. I think we killed every boss with it. Because it has the highest damage and is one of the faster weapons.
I'm not sure we kill... Oh no, we did kill every boss.
Yeah.
Ludwig, Cleric Beast, Maria, the
Living Failures, and the Living Failures.
And, yeah, it did kill all of them. Wow.
We could be wrong, but it felt like we killed them all with it.
It really did. And being able to put the fire on just the mace form, it's so strong. Stun lock, fire, lightning, whichever one you would have.
It's OP.
And then you're just continuously spinning. Especially when I started mowing down all those...
Oh, those defenseless enemies.
Blake, if you look at the camera, you'll see my face of satisfaction.
Yeah?
You'll see a face of satisfaction.
Oh, yeah.
It was wondrous. I didn't mind doing it because it made me feel good again.
Oh, yeah. Now, my number 1 is the Whirligig Saw. Seriously, no weapon could top this. I was looking forward to this from the initial trailer, and when I got it, I was not disappointed whatsoever. It is easily the best weapon in the DLC. Hands down, the most powerful and best weapon.
I like the charge attack on it. You just transform form. You just wind it up, bam, bring it down, grinding them on the floor.
Oh yeah, with the serrated saw form, and it's really quick mace form. It's just so much fun to use. I used it in PvP all the time whenever we finished the DLC, and it destroyed so many people. It's an S strength weapon that's fast. It's not like the Ligarius Wheel, which is slow.
Yeah.
It's fast.
And it's not only blunt weapon, but serrated.
Yeah, it's just the ideal weapon.
You got versatility there. And then the transformation attack from the Whirligig Saw, or the Saw form to the Mace form,
Oh, don't you
bring
just
it down?
Yeah, you just bring it down.
You break it apart and then you bring it down, grinding it on the floor, and then you can just go back to just melee combo, stun lock, mace form.
Yeah, Beastcutter, favorite weapon, no competition. Nothing could come close to the Whirligig Saw. That is my number 1.
Except for my number 1, the Boom Hammer. I've just got to go with it. That was the second weapon we got in the DLC.
Yeah.
It was a pretty awesome intro when we got it. I mean, Boom Hammer! And that explosion.
Yeah, it made an entrance, all right.
Fire integrated into the weapon. It's got a furnace on the back. You can make your own explosions.
And marshmallows.
Marshmallows too. Marshmallows are good. And it just got some crazy AoE.
Oh yeah, it's, in terms of like single hit damage, it has the highest.
And it's not like most weapons where it has some kind of different form for trick weapons, because it's still the Boom Hammer, but when you transform it, it just adds fire.
Yeah, it's like the Tonitrus, but with fire.
Exactly.
Except it's for a single hit. A single, very powerful hit.
And the transformation combos, you can just... It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do...
It's a mace to the face.
Fire combos, trick combos to normal combos. You can only do normal trick
Yeah, it's
combos.
a mace to the face.
It is pretty awesome, and that's why it is my number 1.
Alright, everybody, so that is our top 5 favorite weapons. Put down in the comments below what your favorite weapons are, and we will see you guys on our next top 5 videos whenever we decide what it's gonna be.
Whatever that is.
Bye, guys.
Until next time.